Now look, I've said this many times, but I'll say it again, but The View is by far the worst television program on live television, I must add, by the Disney company and ABC and just the entire media at this point, based on what the hosts of The View like Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and Sunny Hostin have actually said over the past numerous years, and especially within the past couple of weeks after Charlie Kirk's assassination on September 10th. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about The View is that we all know that it is nothing more than political propaganda. We have seen this time and time again, and this is all coming from those out there like Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, saying what they have to say no matter what, and they will actually continue to do that both on air and off air behind the scenes. Now, thankfully, we do have a lot of those out there like Mel Gibson, James Woods, Tim Allen, Sylvester Stallone, and many other actors coming forward to really call out the nonsense. And focusing on Mel Gibson, he had a couple of things to say about The View after they mocked Charlie Kirk, after they actually took advantage of that situation and politicized it into a Trump or an anti-Trump talking point. Now, one thing about Mel Gibson is that we all know that he is very much into the United States. He is a true American patriot. He loves this country, and he will stand up for it no matter what. And that's what I really do find so inspiring about him. Regardless of all the mistakes that he has made before in the past, he has done everything possible to rebuild himself, and I think that was a very interesting point. Now, what's interesting about this as well is the fact that we have yet again Mel Gibson really calling out The View for all of their nonsense, and he hasn't done this in a very long time, but with the assassination of Charlie Kirk creating widespread emotions throughout the country, unfortunately this is also causing many of those in show business to politicize Charlie Kirk's death that happened on September 10th. Now, one significant development going on now involves more to do with actor Mel Gibson, who recently decided to call out The View for mocking Charlie Kirk and politicizing what happened. I'm sure everyone knows that I'm an American patriot. I love my country, he says. And I am still as confused as millions of Americans are as to why The View remains on the air after they decided to turn Charlie's passing into a political talking point about Trump and Trump supporters. They call us un-American. I think what they did was un-American. It's one thing to not say anything about Charlie Kirk's assassination, I can see that, but it's another thing to prioritize a political talking point and to connect it to Charlie Kirk over showing any form of empathy toward this bright young man who had so much life ahead of him. Now, guys, let me just stop here for one moment about Mel Gibson, is that he's obviously calling out what's going on right now in the media, what's going on right now with a lot of Hollywood personalities out there, like actors, writers, directors, you name it. He continues, "That's truly sickening to me, and how The View hosts Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, and Joy Behar continue to mock our administration in light of all of this just goes to show you that both ABC and Disney are a mismanaged or an unorganized and calculated company that use the show as political propaganda. And I am just disgusted that we have a program like this on television, no less, right when people are waking up to start their morning. Something needs to be done about the media. Just something needs to be fixed or regulated, because what's even more scary to me is that this show has a niche viewership that will buy into anything that they say, into anything that they want to make you believe. And I guess it's just enough for the Walt Disney Company and ABC to keep them on the air in the meantime. The assassination of this fine young man is no laughing matter. It is no joke. And I would never even dare to do the same to anyone if this happened on the other end of the political spectrum. A man lost his life way too early. And the first thing all of those in the media prioritize and want to do first is, how can we turn this into a Trump topic? I don't know, man. It just rubs me the wrong way. It really does. It just irks me. And I know I really can't do much about it other than to address the problem, but come on, man, why can't Disney and ABC take some accountability? They are responsible for the messaging that's on ABC, and Sunny Hostin, don't even get me started on her. I don't even want to get into what she has said for the past 10 years. I think the media really needs to be regulated and to stick to the facts. Now guys, let me stop right there about one thing that Mel Gibson points out about Sunny Hostin, is that it seems like he's so frustrated about Sunny Hostin to the point that he doesn't even want to really specifically get into what she's done and said over the past several years. Now look, we all know that Sunny Hostin is a vile human being based on what she has said about Trump supporters, and just a lot of American citizens out there that just have different political opinions. And we know at the same exact time that this is happening a lot in the media, where they really show no empathy at all over the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They show no emotions at all about what happened on that date. And instead, yes, they do turn it into, like Mel Gibson pointed, a Trump topic. That's all that really matters to them. And fortunately, yes, we do have people like him, Sylvester Stallone, James Woods, and Tim Allen, who I really deeply respect, who is really just, who are really just coming forward to lend their support to his friends and family and to his wife, Erica Kirk. And again, we all know that Mel Gibson, right, is a man that really just likes to show his patriotism. He likes to show how he's a patriot. He loves this country so much. He wants to stand up for what's right. And the media, yes, it does need to be fixed because they're not really focusing on the facts on all angles. We see a lot of, media companies out there, a lot of media platforms utilizing the Charlie Kirk assassination to just turn it into a whole wave of anti-Trump talking points. Now he goes on to continue, the View hosts of the hosts of The View want to be political commentators. Maybe they should join CNN or something during their retirement. I don't know. But I think people are catching on now. I know some that once loved The View just a year ago who have given up. And that's a very interesting point that Mel points out again, is that there are even fans of The View walking away from this terrible TV show by ABC, by Disney, to the point that they're not even returning. And that's why you're seeing a ratings dip for The View. That's why you're seeing a decline in their viewership. That's why you have a lot of people just walking away, giving up, because people are indeed, like he pointed out, catching on to all of this nonsense, to all the propaganda and the lies that Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Whoopi Goldberg have doubled down on, and they're still doing it, by the way, to this day. They may have eased it a little bit because of the Trump victory back in November of 2024, but they're doing another bounce back now, especially after Charlie Kirk's passing. There's no doubt about that. We could all see it, and they know it as well. And it's all a part of ABC and Disney, really doubling down on their top three investors, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. They are the main ones that actually are holding the stock for Disney, and they want everything to do with DEI, they want everything to do with ESG, and pushing the anti-Trump rhetoric. That's all they really care about. And look, you can love or hate Trump, that's fine, alright? That's all welcome below in the comments, but to take it this far, to especially just keep blaming Trump, blaming, of course, Trump supporters, blaming MAGA, it is very tiresome, and it really just goes to show you that they really have no other argument than that. But overall, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about all this below in the comments, anything ranging from Mel Gibson's point of view on The View, and Sunny Hostin and more. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.